Start Sefer Devarim. Eila Devarim. These are the words. Sure, Diber Moshe al Kol Yisrael. I should mention in passing. This is the. Well, let me finish the pasuk. These are the words that Moshe spoke to all of Israel. Be'ever Yarden, other side of the Jordan, by Midbar in the wilderness, the Arava, the plains, Mol Suf, opposite to Suf. Bein Paran, Bein Tofa, V'Lavan, V'Chatzera, V'Dizav. We don't know where these places are, and Rashi is going to address that. I want to point out that the Baal Turim says Eila Dvarim refers to, though it could have just said Dvarim, but it says Hadvarim and then Eila Dvarim. So it refers to the three times that the Torah was transmitted to the Jewish people at Mount Sinai, in the Ohel Moed, and on the plains of Moab right here. So also we learn from you the idea of Shnayim Mikra V'Yachad Targum, that you have to repeat the Torah twice with the Hebrew and once with the Aramaic. Some say that Rashi suffices instead of doing the Aramaic. So therefore, when we read these psukim very carefully, we're fulfilling the idea of getting us all in the direction of Shnayim Mikra, even though we're not able ever to do the entire parasha in our studies. And so let's see the first Rashi, Eila Dvarim. Elliot, please, Vakasha, read the Rashi. So these are words of rebuke. Eila Dvarim, these are words of rebuke. Go on. So he lists, here, the Torah lists here all the places that they caused anger to God. So therefore, because these are words of rebuke, and we're saying all the places where where they angered God, therefore, the words are said sasam. Sasam is like you close the mouth. Hello, Shepsel. Baruch Hashem. To your left. So therefore, sasam, it means he made it elliptical. He said it in an elliptical manner. So Sam est hadvarim. He put the words vaguely. I see Thira on the screen and Shepsel in person. V'skiram beremes, and he only hints to them. Out of the honor for Israel, meaning to say, when you want to rebuke somebody, you always have to remember. First of all, you should never want to rebuke somebody. Sometimes you have to rebuke. It's unfortunately sometimes necessary. It should be something that is very painful for you to do. If you enjoy giving the rebuke, you should for sure not do it. For sure, never give the rebuke if you're enjoying it, because that's an indication that it's not appropriate for you to give it. But if you do have to give the rebuke, let's say you're a parent, a teacher, or a very close friend, and you want to help the person, you still have to do it through a remez, through a hint, through not direct. Because if it's direct, you're going to, here he was ruining their honor, and they kavod and shal Yisrael. Even though it's a mitzvah from the Torah to give rebuke, you have to give rebuke. Rabbi Yisrael Salanter said, we don't know how to do it anymore. So if you don't know how to do it, you can't do it. So here Rashi's telling us that the rebuke was said through hints. Okay. El Kol Yisrael, and he gave the rebuke to all of Israel. Ilu Hochiach Mikdasan. So if he had just rebuked a portion of them, go on. So then the people who were in the marketplace and they missed the rebuke, they would have said, right. You heard it. You heard the rebuke from Ben Amram. That's a disrespectful way of referring to Moshe. You heard the rebuke from him. And you didn't respond. Huh. You could have responded this and this. We had a good comeback. If we would have been there, we would have responded in a productive manner. Therefore, Moshe said, Moshe knew what he was doing. He gathered everybody from Bnei Israel together so that there would be no excuses. Said everybody's here. Whoever has a response, give the response. Okay, go on. Okay, so Rashi asked the question, why does it say these are the words that Moshe spoke on the other side of the Jordan in the wilderness? But they weren't in the wilderness anymore. They were in the plains of Moab, getting ready to go in. So he says they weren't in the Midbar, they were in the plains of Moab. So why does it say Bamidbar? And this is Rashi's approach to this pasuk, which is Rashi's approach, and you'll see it is a very aggressive reading of the text. So what's the reason why Moshe is rebuking them here? Because of the fact that they got God angry in the Midbar. It's not that he rebuked them in the Midbar. It's because they angered God in the Midbar, in the wilderness. When they said, if we only would have died in Egypt, but if we would only die by the hand of Hashem in Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots. So that's why he was rebuking them. And he's going to say the same thing for the next idea. Go on. Ba'arava, b'shvil arava. They weren't in the Arava. The Arava is the plains. But it was on account. He was rebuking them on account of the Arava. That when they sinned with Midianite women by Baal Peor. Moab. Mol Suf, opposite the Suf. This is because they sinned. They rebelled at the Yam Suf. Go on. When they came to the Yam Suf, they said, are there no graves in Egypt that you took us out here to die in the wilderness? Go on. Also, when they traveled out from the sea, they rebelled about the Sea of Reeds. Because when they were leaving the sea, the Gemara in Erechim says, they said, well, just as we're leaving here, the Egyptians are also still alive. So this is what he was rebuking them about, all the sins that they did in all these places. But we still don't know where all these places are. What are the next places? We don't know where they are. They never mentioned anywhere else. Go on. Vein Paran, Vein Tofel. Where was Paran and Tofel? Come on in, Benji. Did you grab a chumash? Grab a chumash, Benji. Proud of you, Benji. Very proud of you. Right there, Benji. Right there in front of you. Look down. No, to your left. To your other left. To your left. Very good. Very good. You passed the first step. Baruch Hashem, Benji. You should be able to dunk a man of your height, but now you have a walking boot. God, well, then you'll be back to dunking. Okay, good. Okay, what's Paran and what's Tofel? Ravan, what are these places? So read the Rashi. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Oh, you have Rabbi Yochanan? There's different versions. Okay, go on. So he says we look through the whole Bible and we have no place that's called Tofel v'Lavan. It says so what's going on here? There's no place in the Bible that's called Tofel or Lavan. So what does it mean? He was rebuking them about the things that they did at Tofel or Lavan. So what it means is that they were being rebuked for those words with which they slandered the man. Shetaflu alaman, like they made the man tiflut, like smearing. Rashi understands it's like smearing. that they slandered the man, which is white. It's a little bit of a stretch. But that's how Rashi interprets it. Who might argue with that? He's obviously forced to say it because what else? There's no place. The biblical critics would say, "Oh, this proves it's a different author because the places don't appear anywhere else." Chas v'sholom, we would never even think that. But I'm saying Rashi and the rabbis already in the Talmud understood the issue, and that's how they explained it. Go on. The Amru about the man, we know that they complained about the man because they said we're disgusted with it. And what is Midbar Paran? This refers to the sin of the spies, Midbar Paran. Okay, go on. V'chatzei wrote. What happened there? So this refers to the dispute of Korach, which took place, Rashi says, by Chatzerot, which happened before they camped at Midbar Paran. So from here, Rashi is saying that the sin of Korach took place before the sin of the spies. But earlier, Rashi says that Korach took place after the sin of the spies. So it's a little bit of a contradiction within Rashi. So it's possible that the argument of Korach extended from before to after. It wasn't just like a one-day thing that he started up before and he continued. It's a tremendous approach to it. Okay, go on. He says you should have. Alternatively, hey Jeff, how you doing? No. We're very excited that you're here. Don't come in apologizing. Come in. We're pumped. We never look back to the past. We only look to the future. Who said that? I agree with him.
5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. So the point is, we're in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. And it could also refer to the sin of Miriam Echatzerot, where she spoke Lashon Hara. And what's Di Zahav? So this refers to the sin of the golden calf. This refers to the sin of the golden calf that they made. Why? Because they had too much gold. So they said they had too much gold, so they turned into golden calves. So Rashi says that all of these are referring to sins that they committed. The Gemara in Brachos says a similar thing, but Rashi doesn't quote it exactly. Gemara in Brachos says that God said, that Moshe said before God, Master of the universe, why did they sin with the golden calf? Because you gave them too much gold and silver until they said, die, we've had too much. We can't take anymore. That caused them to sin with the golden calf. Okay, so this is the beautiful beginning of the parasha, and now we continue. There you are, join us. Grab a chumash and join us. Baruch Hashem. What light? What happened? Why'd they go off? The fuse blew? No, the fuse blew. You blew a fuse? Probably because you guys were running all the toasters. Was he running both toasters and
could have been the call.
So you flipped it back now. It's all good? Everything, the refrigerator's on?
The refrigerator is in the three things. The colorful thing in the front door when you walk in.
Right.
The left side of the kitchen, coffee pot.
Yeah.
And the overhead light of the
Perfect. So now it's all fixed. Okay. Shkoyach. Thank you, Q. Okay, God bless you. So it says, let's read the next pasuk. Vayibar ba'im shana was in the 40th year, b'ashtei asar chodesh, in the 11th month, be'achad chodesh. So we're on the first day of the month of Shvat. Moshe is going to be alive only for 37 days from when this poem is written. Do you have a question or a statement, Rabbi Yosef?
Verse 2, you skipped. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, skip to verse 2. All right, so it says, Achad asar yom. Go grab a chumash. Grab a chumash. No, those are Gemaras. Achad asar yom mechorev. 11 days from Chorev. Derech har Seir towards Mount Seir. Ad Kadesh Barnea. Until Kadesh Barnea. So what does this mean? What's going on here? Let's see what Elliot is going to read the Rashi for us. Please, Elliot, read the Rashi.
Amar lahem Moshe, Rabu
Moshe said to the Jewish people, look what you caused.
Ein lachem derech katzera meforez lekadesh berana kederech har seir.
So he said there's no shorter way to go from Chorev, what's Chorev? Sinai, to Kadesh Barnea, than by going through Mount Seir. That's the shortest path. Go on.
Ve'afi mehale lech acher
Achad asar yom, and it's a journey of 11 days typically. Go on.
tamim yil aftem otav v'shlosh yach.
And you did this journey in 3 days.
Shahari ve'estrim ba'ir ve'nesu meforez.
So you did this journey, which typically takes 11 days. You did it in 3 days because, and Rashi is going to do the calculations. On 20th of year, you traveled from Sinai. It says it's a verse. It says it was in the second year, in the second month, from the 20th of the month. Go on.
Ve'estrim v'tisha v'sivan ve'lachu et hameraglim.
And on the 29th of Sivan, they sent out the spies from Kadesh Barnea.
Samahem Shoshim Yom Shasu
So deduct 30 days
Vekarvat Taiva
that they spent at Kivrot Tava. Go on.
Sha'achlu Habas
Basar, Chodesh.
Yamim
That's when they ate the meat for 30 days.
the Shosh Yamim Sha'asu Bechatzrot.
And then another 7 days that they were at Chatzerot after Miriam got the leprosy. We're Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 2, Adam.
That's a Gershom Miriam.
After Miriam was quarantined.
Nimsa the Shosh Yamim Halku Ko Oto Adera.
So they did this journey from Sinai to the wilderness of Kadesh Barnea in only 3 days.
The Kolkaf Haita Ashina meets La Bekat Mitabete. The Vishalechem Lamaher, the Tichem Lair, Derek Seer.
And this was because God wanted to take you so quickly into the land. But what did you do? You sinned. And that's what caused the problem.
Vishvil She Kal Kaletem, Hasivet Etem, Sivot Harsier, Arim Shah.
And because you messed up, therefore you went around Har Sinai for 40 years. 40 years you wandered. Okay, verse 3. Elon, if you drink coffee, a full cup of coffee at 6 o'clock, you're probably gonna not be able to fall asleep till like 2 a.m.
It lasts like 5 hours. Like my coffee high kind of lasts 5 hours, and then at 11 o'clock exactly, I'm crap.
Oh, beautiful.
That's I need to fall asleep at 11 to wake up at 6:30 in the morning for me.
Beautiful.
So
I love that.
This is necessary.
I love that, Elon. You're so solid. Elon, I should take guidance from you more often in my life. You're so beautiful.
I got this all thought through.
Yeah. You're playing chess and I'm playing checkers. Beautiful. Okay. Vayibar Shana was in the 40th year, Ba'ashtei Asar Chodesh, in the 11th month, Bechad Chodesh, the first day of the month, Diber Moshe al Bnei Israel. Moshe spoke to the children of Israel. And you'll read this Rashi. K'chol asher tzivah Hashem oso eleihem. like everything that Hashem commanded them. So it's Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 3. In the 40th year, Moshe spoke to the children of Israel, like everything that Hashem had commanded them. Let's see, read the Rashi, Yulan.
Well, which verse?
3. Gimel.
Vayhi,
Yeah.
Vayhi ba'arba'im shana, v'ashtei asar chodesh v'achad v'chodesh, Me'olam mid shalo hochichan, ela samuch lamita.
Okay, perfect. So Moshe, it's to teach us that Moshe only rebuked them right before his death. He decided to rebuke them only right before his death. That's when he rebuked them. Go on. So this is the point that you're supposed to rebuke somebody right before they die.
Mini lamad,
From who did he learn this?
mi Yaakov, Telo hokia, et banav ela samuch lamita.
He learned this from Jacob. Jacob also only rebuked his sons right before they died. That right before he died. By the way, that's when you're supposed to rebuke. You get the last word. You rebuke right before you die. Nobody else can respond to you. So we learned this from Moshe and Yaakov. Not everybody's willing to wait around to get that rebuke, but that's where you give the rebuke right before you die. That's where you're a truth teller. That's where you're a truth teller. Go on.
Reuben to me, Ani Omer Lecha Mifnei Ma Lo Hocha
So Jacob said, Reuven, my son, I say to you, why did I not rebuke you? So Jacob says to Reuven, why do you think, and this is, he said to him, this is the Midrash, he says, why do you think I didn't rebuke you all these years? Why did I wait till now to rebuke you? Go on. Because if I would have rebuked you, if I would have told you you're no good, then you would have abandoned me. So he says, I'm waiting till right before I die. I'm not worried you're going to leave me. So now's the time where I'm going to give it to you. It's like from him, I mean, I don't know. How do we feel about this? Go on. And you would have joined with my brother Esav. Go on. So he says there are 4 reasons why we only rebuke a person right before they die. We only rebuke a person right before you die, and there are 4 reasons. What do you think the 4 reasons are? Benji, you have any ideas? Okay, listen what they say. You don't want to have to rebuke him twice, so save it for the end. That's one reason. Meaning to say, if you rebuke him, and then you're going to see him around, then he's going to be embarrassed to see you. So save it for when you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, go on. Okay, that's, he quotes us to free. And third, he gives other examples, but he doesn't list the other 2. So the Sifri lists the other 2. They are so that you don't want the person to have a grudge against you. And also, he wants to depart from the person he's rebuking on peaceful terms. Because when you list it all out, when you rebuke them, that causes harmony. But I want to just caution people, if you have rebuke and you want to save it for right before you die, it might not work. My wife says she has a lot of patients who they have early dementia. And they say to themselves, they're going to go to Switzerland and end their lives when it gets bad. So they write a note for themselves or do a video. They say, when I get to this stage, that's when I'm going to go. But the problem with them, I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm not encouraging this type of behavior of taking your the problem from their perspective is when they get to that stage, they forget it. They forget. So if you think, oh, I'll just wait till right before I die to give the rebuke, it might not work out. It might not work out. So if you have something really important to say, I suggest not waiting till right before you die. Yeah, Elon.
I'm gonna say, like, I feel like if somebody tells me something, like, to like do something, like start doing something good, like right before they die, like I feel like it kind of hits like a little harder, you know? Because I'm gonna be like, oh, like there was this dying wish was,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, like you gambling a lot. And then you'll like always be thinking like, oh, he's looking down at me and I'm not the gambling. So
Yeah,
it's good to like
gives it more gravitas. If he's using his last breath, he's using his last breaths on this earth to say, listen, don't do that. There's one person, I'm not gonna say the name. There's one woman, she doesn't live in the area and she has a son who's like, he's older than me. I'll leave it like that. And she sent a donation. I had never spoken to the mother, maybe once or twice in my life. She sent a donation to the yeshiva right before she died, like the last week. And I'm like, and she said it was in honor of her son. I'm like, the son never comes here. I'm like, what's this about? She was trying to say, get him to come. That's what she used her last week. She made the message. And he does come more than he would have come if she hadn't sent anything.
okay.
So he doesn't come every day, but he's supportive and he's respectful and he's a great guy. But I think that's what she was saying. She was using her last wishes to say that.
Did you tell him that, by the way?
Oh no, he said to me that's why she sent it. He understood it. I didn't understand it. I'm like, why is she sending something here? He's like, she's trying to tell me to do this. What are you saying, Elon? Elon, what are you saying?
I was telling Eitan that I'm gonna rebuke him before I die.
God forbid. Well, and at 100 years from now, 120. But you have nothing to rebuke Eitan for. He's such a beautiful person, inside and outside.
Eitan, you can't like, you're too like handsome, you're too beautiful. Like,
No. There's nothing to rebuke that man about. God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. Okay. So you know what? That'll be a good place to stop for the day. To daven mincha, yasher koach to everybody. And like I said, in all seriousness, I want to say that nowadays we don't know how to rebuke. So if you really feel like you need to rebuke somebody, be extraordinarily careful because nowadays we really don't know how to give rebuke. A lot of people give rebuke. If you enjoy giving the rebuke, then for sure you shouldn't give it.